the all-time personality of Godhead.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye. Who reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to of Godhead. Unto Narayan Rishi, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasdev, the author. Nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that struggles in the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
We are reading Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 3, verse 9 to 12, and focusing on 11.
Yeah. No. Damayanti Prabhu. You get to start every time.
Text 9 and 10. Vasudev then saw the newborn child, who had very wonderful lotus-like eyes, and who bore his four hands, and the four hands the four weapons, trunk, cut, gada, padma. On his chest was the mark of Shrivatsa, and on his neck the brilliant Kaustubha. Dressed in yellow, his body blackish like a dense cloud, he scattered hair fully grown, and his helmet and earrings sparkling uncommonly with the valuable gem, Doya. The child, decorated with brilliant belt, armlets, bangles, and other ornaments, appeared very wonderful.
When Vasudeva saw his extraordinary son, his eyes were struck with wonder. In transcendental jubilation, he mentally collected 10,000 cows and distributed them among the Brahmanas as a transcendental festival.
O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of King Bharata, Vasudeva could understand that this child was the supreme personality of Godhead, Narayana. Having concluded this without a doubt, he became fearless. Bowing down with folded hands and concentrating his attention, he began to offer prayers to the child, who illuminated his birthplace by his natural influence.
Vasudeva said,
I think that's all.
Okay. And then verse 11. Sa vismayodkula vilochana harim.
Sa vismayotpura vilochanam harim
sutam vilokyan
Sutam vilokyan
kadundabhistada.
kadundabhistada
Krishna avataro savasambramospishan.
Krishna avataro savasambrodoshadan Mudda dvijebhyo yutama pluto gavam
Sa vismayodkula vilochano harim.
Sa vismayotpura vilochanam harim
Sutam vilokyana kadundabhistada.
Sutam vilokyan kadundubhistada
Krishna avataro savasambramospishan.
Krishna avataro savasambramospishan
Muda vijebhyo yutamaplutogavam.
Muda vijebhyo yutamapluto gavam
Sa Vishnunayo Pudavilo, Sa Vishnu Tamayo Pulavilochanom Harim
Savismayo Pulochano Harim Sutam Vilokyanakadundubhistada Krishnavataro Savasas Brahmosparsha Mudda Dvijebhyo Yutama Pluto Gavam Savismayo Sutam Krishnavataro Savasam Brahmosparshan Mudad Vijebhyo Yutama Pluto Gavam Okay. Savishmayot Pullavilochano Harim Savishmayot Pullavilocanam Harim Sutam Vilokyanakadumtada Krishnavataro Savasam Brahmosparshan Krishnavataro Savasam Brahmosparshan
Mudad Vijebhyo Yutamam Apluto Gavam
Mudad Vijebhyo Yutama Pluto Gavam Savismayot Pullavilochano Harim Sutam Vilokyanakadundubhistada
Krishnavataro Savasam Brahmosparshan Mudad
Vijebhyo Yutama Pluto Gavam
Please. No, go ahead.
I'll read the.
All together.
Sakhi Vasudeva
Anakadundubi
Vishmaya Ujjvala His eyes struck with wonder at the beautiful appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hari, Lord Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sutam, as his son, Vilokya, observing, Anakadundubi Vasudeva. Tada, at that time, Krishna Avtar Utsava, for a festival to be observed because of Krishna's appearance. Sambramaha, wishing to welcome the Lord with great respect, Asprasa took advantage by distributing Buddha with great jubilation, Vijebhyo to the Brahmanas, Ayutam 10,000, Apluta overwhelmed Srashara.
All together translation.
Vasudeva's extraordinary son, his eyes were struck with wonder. In transcendental jubilation, he mentally collected 10,000 cows and distributed them among the Brahmanas as
Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has analyzed the wonder of Vasudeva upon seeing his extraordinary child. Vasudeva was shivering with wonder to see a newborn child decorated so nicely with valuable garments and gems. He could immediately understand that the Supreme Personality of Godhead had appeared, not as an ordinary child, but in his original fully decorated four-handed form. The first wonder was that the Lord was not afraid to appear within the prison house of Kamsa, where Vasudeva and Devaki were interned. Second, although the Lord, the Supreme Transcendence, is all-pervading, he had appeared from the womb of Devaki. The third point of wonder, therefore, was that a child could take birth from the womb so nicely decorated. Fourth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was Vasudeva's worshipable deity, yet had taken birth as his son. For all these reasons, Vasudeva was transcendently jubilant. and he wanted to perform a festival as Kshatriyas do to celebrate the birth of a child. But because of his imprisonment, he was unable to do it externally, and therefore he performed the festival within his mind.
This was just as good. If one cannot externally serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can serve the Lord within one's mind, since the activities of mind are as good as those of other senses. This is called the non-dual or absolute situation, Doya. People generally perform ritualistic ceremonies for the birth of the child. Why then should Vasudeva not have performed such a ceremony when the Supreme Lord appeared as his son?
Aibo, the goddess taking I was so happy when I was given this verse, and thank you very much for this opportunity to speak on Bhagavatam. This is the 10th canto, and this is the canto of lotus face of Sri Krishna, because he is appearing. So before we go in the purport, let's take 1 minute, and I want everyone to think and share your realizations, your feelings. We do deities darshan every day at 7, right? Like it's like a Janmashtami. He is appearing in front of us. So what's your emotions at that time? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? Take 1 minute and let's reflect on them before we go there. Time starts now. Okay, time up. So, would everyone like to share? Or like whoever doesn't want to share, they can, and it's okay. They don't want to. Amalarna, do you want to go?
After being inspired from Mahatma Prabhu.
Oh, sorry. There's a time limit. 10 seconds. Just 3-4 words.
Krishna is so merciful that he makes us available in different forms. If he cannot be here, then he comes as Nam, Vigraha, and Rupa.
Thank you.
I'm just looking at him and hoping that he's looking at me too.
Yeah, I just compliment him. I'm also like, your not looking as good as I am.
Thank you. Would you like to share?
Yeah, just praying according to my mindset. If I'm worried, then I put my worries to this lotus feet.
Wow.
And if I'm grateful, then I again thank him and try to surrender to his feet.
That's very nice. Thank you.
I'm excited and when Jagannath Baladev is so they are my favorite deities and whatever. So that's it.
Just feel so fortunate that they give us, that we're so merciful that they give us the darshan every day, and that every day that I'm anywhere, I only get the darshan. That's what I'm grateful.
Thank you.
You know, the whole day, like there's so many things going on, and you know, in the morning when you just when the radio is open, you just see them, you're like, wow, it's so beautiful. You just feel, you know, like so calm and relaxed. Just, you know, like feel gratitude, grateful for things that Krishna has provided everyone.
That's why who thinks Om is a very deep person. Right? Although he doesn't talk much, but he is. Thank you.
I just feel happy to see them. Oh yeah, I'm just very happy, you know, seeing them, and I'm like, oh, today this thing is very nice. This thing is very nice. I try to look at the details on like on which Brahma Prabhu has worked very hard. So I look at the detail and I'm like, oh wow.
I feel it's like new day, new opportunity. No matter how badly I messed up the day before, there is hope that they came again and I can be my best again.
Thank you.
Yeah, the sense of gratitude that they've kindly appeared before us.
I feel very joyful. It feels like there's a whole festival going on inside before they appear, because they're all decorated. Like none of their part is not decorated. It's just like full of festival.
Since you didn't get to say the words, you can speak 30 seconds.
Oh wow. I started looking from feet first and go up, and I get to notice every detail, and I especially get very happy when the jewelries are very nice and looking very nice. And when I finally, it's like, I have to restrain myself to not look at their faces directly, and when I do that every time, it's like, mercy. I get mercy for restraining, and then I look at their faces and I'm like, that's it.
Thank you. Would you like to share? Alex?
Helps me remember myself and the divine.
Sorry.
It helps me remember myself and the divine within me.
Thank you.
When we start to take the action, like when I'm looking at feet, it's like I feel that thank you so much for taking care of me on the previous day, and as I see up, till the time you come to the face, it's like again Krishna will be taking care of mine today as well. So that is good.
Thank you.
Yeah, same like I mentioned that I also try to like move from the straight and lotus feet and then mention that wow today this looks very nice. So yeah, this one is very nice.
Thank you very much. So thank you very much for sharing. So you see, everyone is like feeling gratitude. Everyone is feeling so much love when they see. Everyone is forgetting their past mistakes. They're forgetting that they messed up or something. They are feeling love. They are just feeling that I'm so merciful that I get to see them. And this is just out of ecstasy. Like we are feeling so love. At that moment, we are not thinking about anything besides Krishna. When I asked you to think about Krishna for 1 minute, were you thinking about anything else? You were just thinking about Krishna, right? So that's how beautiful Krishna is. And just imagine Vasudeva. Vasudeva just saw Krishna. He just took birth as his son. Can you imagine how happy Vasudeva must be? Especially when he was imprisoned. He was living in a dark cell. He was living in fear that Kamsa would come anytime and take away my body. But as soon as he sees Krishna, he is in ecstasy. He is wonderstruck, like, what? Like, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who I was awaiting for such a long time, is in front of me. It says in Shastra that Devaki, and like Vasudeva is mentioning, like Devaki has never been that beautiful before, until Krishna was in his womb. She was like magnificent. She was like glowing like anything. So that's our potency of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Vasudeva was like struck, wonderstruck by his presence. So we will talk about 4 wonders of Krishna while he is taking birth, and some more mind stuff moving forward. So the first wonder.
You never shared what you feel.
Oh. We always pray to Krishna. Krishna, where are you? Why are you doing this? All misery and everything. Whatever you guys said, I share the same thing. But I feel like, what is Krishna feeling on the other side? He is also waiting for us. He is also waiting to open the doors. He is jumping out of the altar. Maybe we cannot see because he is there, but he is, I don't know, this is what I like to imagine, that he is jumping out of the altar. He is hugging everyone. He is so in ecstasy that his devotees are there, to worship him, to offer prayers to him, to praise him. And he is He's just there. Can you imagine? Like he's just there. He's jumping out of the altar, hugging everyone. He's just the ecstasy we are in. He's deep, double, triple, like the 4 times, 1,000 times the ecstasy he is in to see us, his devotees, because we are in his hearts. Not me. I'm not a devotee. Every one of you. You are in his heart, so you can just imagine how much Krishna loves us and how much he is waiting to see us every day. So yeah, that's before the doors opens, like everyone is like they have been sitting for 1 hour. They are stretching their legs, they are walking here and there. They go to drink water or to get something from their room or anything like to. And then it's about like 7 o'clock. Everybody is running towards altar. Amala Harinam once was just this close in crushing my skull. He was running like a rhino, like a bull. He was running like that. And I chastised him. I'm so sorry. And I chastised him. I was so fearful that you were going to crush my skull. Like you were like running like a bull. So that's the ecstasy of a devotee, to see the Lord. And the Lord is also double, triple in an ecstasy to see his devotees. So this is what I like to think. I don't know. This is what I like to think. That Krishna is also in ecstasy. Yeah, coming back to the purport of Srila Prabhupada, they say that there were 4 wonders that Vasudeva was struck with. The first wonder is that the Lord was not afraid to appear within the prison house of Kamsa, where Vasudeva and Devaki were interned. So yeah, everybody knows how the Akashvani and then Kamsa got angry. He was going to kill Devaki. Vasudeva saved her, and then they were imprisoned, and they were like, oh my God, so many. I don't know what's it called. Yeah, the children prior to Krishna were like slave. It's a very terrific environment. You can imagine like what Devaki and Vasudeva were going through, right? All the child were killed, and then Krishna is appearing. So Lord was not afraid to appear within the prison. Like he's Devaki and Vasudeva are chained. Like even in prison they cannot go like move little like away from their bed or anything like that. And it's dark. They are behind the bar. But what is Krishna doing? Krishna is taking birth in that kind of place as well. He's taking birth behind the bars. What's that trying to show us? That Krishna is not bound by the material energy. Although he seems to be bound in the material illusion, but he's not afraid to take birth behind the bars. So what to speak of our mind, right? Our senses are covered with so many things. We are covered with like false pride, false ego, but still Krishna is present in our heart. So what to talk about like His mercy? Like even though so many things we do wrong, but He's still there. He takes care of us. He still guides us towards the right path. He still purifies us. Why? Because He loves us. That's Krishna. What can we talk about Krishna? Yeah, he's not afraid to take birth in a place like this, like in a prison. That's the first wonder. Like he's not fearful of any situation. That's the sign of like Krishna's Leela. Like I don't know, Krishna as a supreme personality about it. Why is Prabhupada talking in this way? Like now you have to understand like. Everybody here knows that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is mentioning like these specific details here. Why? Because Prabhupada was preaching to newcomers, right? He was explaining, he was proving to the newcomers, to the hippies at that time, that why Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is taking birth in a prison. What kind of Lord will take a birth in a prison, right? But still, he takes a birth in a prison. So, second, although the Lord, the Supreme Transcendence, is all pervading, He had appeared from the womb of Devaki. Yeah. He is omnipresent, right? He is present everywhere. He did not have to take birth from a womb, but He still does this pastime. Just to reciprocate with the devotee, and just to show us that even though He is bounded in that material world, in that material energy, He is unbound. He is free. He is above all that. How is he taking birth? He is taking birth with full garments, with in a Chaturbuja roop, the form that Vasudeva worshipped as. Vasudeva worshipped Krishna before as a Vishnu roop, like in a Chaturbuja roop. And then he's taking birth in that form. Now, let's imagine we are worshipping Gopinath. We are worshipping Gopinath every day. We see his form, the way he is. Now, what if he appears in that form in front of us? As a friend, whatever relationship we have, he appears in front of us. Like, how will we feel? Like, that belly, that cheek, that yeah. So second wonder, yeah. Even though he's like omnipresent, he takes a birth in a finite womb, and even though his leelas are not limited. So going to the third point of wonder, therefore, was that a child could take birth from the womb so nicely decorated. And yeah, as I thought, like, thank you. Yeah, Chaturbuja roop, he takes. Then Vasudev is like, Prabhu, please come back to the human form. We cannot take you like this. It's like everyone will start worshipping you, like, and Kamsa will know that, oh, this is the supreme personality of Godhead. So you cannot be in Chaturbuja roop, and he's praying to Krishna that please appear in a human form, and that's the Krishna takes the human form. So yeah. The third point, yeah, taking bird nicely decorated with kastuba gel, and what was the description before?
Pink interred thread, yeah.
Garments, right? Like everybody is, I don't know, everybody has been born naked here, right? That's inevitable, and it's impossible to be born with the garments, and what to talk about the jewels and stuff. And this shows the third wonder of Krishna. So yeah. Fourth is the supreme personality of Godhead was Vasudeva's worshipable deity, yet had taken birth as a son. So it's like the infinite supreme energy becomes infinite. So isn't this like wonderful? Like he's showing all the signs of supremacy, right? That's all the wonders that Vasudeva was struck with. And what is Vasudeva doing? Like because he's in prison, like chained and everything, he wanted to celebrate his birth because he was like mind blown by Krishna's presence. But because he could not celebrate Krishna's birth, what is he doing? He is mentally collecting 10,000 cows and distributing them among the brahmanas. So I don't know what's his called, but like after a child is born, like we do some kind of ritual, right? Like to introduce him to the family members and everything. So Vasudeva wanted to do that. So this kind of rituals is coming from that, like 5,000 years ago. So this also shows that our culture is not like anything mundane. We are following the years old rituals, and it does hold a meaning. So Vasudeva wanted to do that, but he is not doing. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has analyzed this as performing a devotional service in mind is as good as performing it externally. Now let's talk about that. Devotional service in mind is as good as devotional service performed externally. Yes.
So I was also reading this. So I also heard lecture on this. So I was confused to how is it equal? Like in mind, you're thinking the same, or else it's like I want to chant, but I'll think, okay, I chanted 16 rounds. I don't need to chant. I think like that. That's why I heard a lecture. So I don't remember the name of Prabhu. He was personal assistant of Nathilal Swami Maharaj. Who was the name? Personal Krishna. Yeah, so he's really good with this. So he said, it's not like at that time he's not able to do those things. So it's not like he just think in the mind and then when he went out, he literally distributed it. He gave that charity when he came out of the prison. It's not like he just think in the mind and when he came out he had that thing, so he did not distribute it. So if right now your situation is like, oh, you can't do anything, then you can think in your mind and then it will be the same thing. But if you think, okay, I'll think of chanting in my mind and I'll not chant, then you can chant. Even if you don't have beads, you still can chant. So that is.
Thank you for stealing my script. I would like to start with a story. The story of a Brahmana. I think someone said this recently, who cooked for Krishna in his mind. You know, there was a Brahmana. This is mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu somewhere. So Brahmana was like, he used to, when he was not able to perform devotional service physically, he used to perform it mentally. What he used to do is like, he used to cook in his mind. In his mind, he's thinking like he's going to the kitchen, he's cutting the fruits, he's cutting the vegetables, he's boiling the milk and everything. And one day what happens, like while he's performing devotional service in his mind, he accidentally touched the boiling milk pot and he got burned. And now when he is like, coming back to his consciousness, he saw that his finger is actually burned. That's the power of serving in mind. Like, I want to relate this somewhat with our psychology as well. How many of you have dreamt of drowning? Right? Did you, when you wake up, were you breathless? Did that happen? Right? So it's like when you are in that psychological state, and when you are not aware of it, and when you are become aware of it, that actually you feel like that actually happened to you. So why is that? Whenever we are chanting, whenever we are reading, there are how many? Whatever. There is whenever you are chanting, what you are trying to do, you are trying to focus your mind on Krishna. You are chanting in a way that Krishna, like, I'm unable to chant, but I'm still trying. I'm trying to focus on your mantra, but my mind is going here and there. So please, what we are trying to do, we are trying to focus our mind. So all of our senses, they are ultimately serving our mind. So if your senses are going here and then your mind will also be going here and there. So what we are, Vacho Vegam, what's the sloka? Does anyone know that sloka? Thank you. So ultimately what we are trying to do, we are trying to control our senses, right? The urge of eating, the urge of speaking, the urge of seeing and hearing and everything. And by doing that, what are we trying to do? We are trying to control our mind, in short. So
The Brahmana.
The Brahmana. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I forgot to tell you. You see the Vishnu Dutas, like Vishnu then is ordering his Vishnu Dutas that bring that Brahmana to me. He has attained the perfect stage of bhakti. The perfect stage of bhakti is like he was successfully able to serve Krishna in mind. And this devotional service that we are trying to do is like, what we are trying to do is like focus our mind. Now, Bhakti, that verse, Guru Krishna Bhakti Lata Bij. Guru Krishna Prasadapaya Bhakti Lata Bij. Bhakti Lata Bij. That beach, the seed, if you kept it here on our surface or on our hand, it won't manifest in a tree or anything like that. It will just be a seed. But that doesn't mean it does not have any potency in it. It has the full potency to become a tree. That is the mind. It has the full potency to become a devotional oriented. But it's not able to. Why? Because there is the seed has to be placed in a soil. It has to be watered. It has to be given fertilizer so that it can sprout. What is that soil? What is that water? Yes.
Enthusiasm?
Enthusiasm. The name of the Lord. Yes, Prabhu.
Hearing and chanting?
Hearing and chanting.
Devotee association.
Devotee association. Every one of you are correct. Yes.
Humility.
Humility. Each and every one of you are correct. That helps to grow the seed actually. But the most important part is love. If you are not providing love, if you are not doing any devotional service with love, then it's not gonna produce any kind of fruits. If water is needed, soil is needed, fertilizer is needed, all that in the form of humility. You said what? Sorry. Devotee association and everything. Everything is needed to sprout the bhakti lata beach. So that's what we are missing is love. So if we do any kind of service with love, what's the Bhagavad Gita verse of the month? Yes.
Asnami
Still don't know.
Pushpam Padram Doyam Yome Bhakta Prayachati Tadam Asnami Pradatana.
Is if one offers a leaf
If one offers me with love.
with love, with pure devotion.
With love?
It said in the translation that if one offers me with love and devotion, a leaf, flower, fruit, or water, I said. He's not asking for mercenaries. He's not asking for a gold-plated chain. He's not asking for this cool places like exactly cheesecake. He's not asking for cheesecake. He's just asking one leaf, one water, one fruit, but with love, and he accepts. That's the power of love. You just need to offer Krishna with love, and that's when the devotional seed will sprout. So, yeah. So, I have a question. When was the last time? I'm sure everybody is trying their best, but when was the last time you performed any kind of devotional service without any attention, without focusing your mind, without any kind of love? And what did you do and how did you feel? Would anyone like to share? Yes.
I'd actually like to ask a question on
We can come on questions later.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. When was the last time you served Krishna only physically, but your mind was somewhere else? It was not with love. Yes.
Like you're saying, mind was somewhere else, and you're physically.
Yeah, you are physically performing a devotional service.
Yeah.
But your mind was not there.
Yeah. This happens almost every time. The question was opposite. Yeah.
But how did you feel in that moment?
So when after doing all this, then we get back, then we feel, oh my God, like even when chanting, then we get back, then we feel a little sad, a little guilty that we were doing all this, and then we try to focus more.
Yeah. But you are trying to focus more. Would you like to share anything?
It's like, how recent do you want? Yeah, this morning while chanting.
Yeah. Yes.
I didn't raise my hand, but
That's okay.
Okay, so
That's okay.
Yes.
I can share. Yeah, it's how recent it is. It depends. I think this morning when I was offering the lamp, I was a bit very distracted. So I was just like, because of the things happening in my life right now, I was very distracted. I was just like, I know I'm not able to offer it with very much, attention and with love right now, but I'm still doing it, and I'm sorry for this. I just apologize. And I said, please help me to do it with more love. So I just asked him to help me. That's what I did.
Yeah. So surrendering to Krishna, like you want to chant his name, you are trying to surrender to Krishna. That the sense is the mind is not imperfect, it's unstable. I'm not able to do it. Please help me. I'm trying to surrender. Thank you very much.
it's like I try to do 8 malas every morning, and there are phases, like some bit of it is with concentration, then my mind wanders, and of course there's that regret, and there's you don't feel anything, isn't it? Then there's no connection, so it feels like waste, just a ritual, but no connection. So the connection is the most meaningful part.
I remember Mahatma Prabhu saying that once you've done things with love and devotion, and when you're not doing it, you instantly realize it and you feel bad.
It's like shooting blank bullets, right?
Yeah.
Now another question.
Ishan had to share something.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, yeah. Again, like, so adding on to that, with love comes attention as well. So, like, what happened with me was that recently, so I've taken up the service to make lamps for Kartik, and what I did is that like last Friday I was in hurry because I had to also go to work. So I did that, like I made it and kept it, but I forgot to clean the lamps. And the next day, Brahma Prabhu and Mother Satyathan were very angry, like you cannot do this because the lamps represent Lord Balaram, and you have to make sure that they're cleansed. This is not how it works here. And then I was like, oh, I realized I had no offense, because my mind was somewhere else and I was thinking of something else and I was not focused on Krishna. I forgot about those lamps and just left them and they were cleansed the next day. So again, if there is no love, then attention is not there, and then you just do things for the sake of it.
Thank you. Now there is another question. We all try to focus on chanting, but it's very hard. It's very difficult. But at the same time, there was never have been a moment that where we chanted like very tasteful rounds, like where we were very focused, very attentive. How did you feel at that time?
I didn't understand the question.
Every day you suffer while chanting, right? It's very disturbed and everything, whatever, and there is an unstable mind. But there also has been a moment where you might have when you are not like. It was easy for you to do devotional service, but just because you were doing out of love, and not because you wanted to do it. Yes, but
Loved, satisfied, connected with Krishna whenever I took my rounds or devotional service properly.
I think my favorite rounds I chanted till now was on the morning of Janmashtami. A lot of devotees were there in the temple hall. People were just circumambulating Tulsi Maharani and then putting Tulsi Maharani in the center. Everyone is chanting. And then that aiku where everyone is just focusing on Krishna. That was so blissful. And I was very happily chanting. I was honestly praying for Krishna. Thank you so much for appearing and coming, helping us on this. So yeah.
Thank you.
I think what you asked is, how did you feel realizing that,
Yes.
once you chanted good rounds, but now I'm not able to?
Yeah.
I personally feel a bit guilty, and I tell myself that you once felt that, you can feel it again. I feel hopeful that let's do this. If I just try a bit harder, I can focus on the vibrations.
We are wanting to do it. So the thing is we are wanting to do this devotional service with all kind of love and devotion, and that's what we are doing. We are training our mind. We are training our mind to be our friend. There is a Bhagavad Gita verse on this. To make mind our 6.5, 6.5, 6.6. Can you put it, Prabhu? It says doing service in the mind is training the mind to become friend, not our enemy. So that's what we are trying to do, is making our mind our friend, not our enemy. So by concentrating our mind, we are making our mind Krishna conscious. This is a movement of Krishna consciousness, not a movement of Krishna service or Krishna activity or Krishna love. It is a movement of Krishna consciousness. We are practicing our consciousness and changing our consciousness into Krishna. Yeah, for him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. What we are doing is exactly the same. We are trying to make our mind our friend. We are making him Krishna conscious, and that's the whole philosophy. If whatever activity you are trying to do, if you do it for Krishna, then Krishna accepts it. And when does he accept it? He only accepts it when you are doing out of love. When you are not just doing it for the sake of doing it. When you are not just shooting blank bullets, you are doing out of love. That that you love Krishna and that you are trying to show him. Like even though you chant, like Mahatma Prabhu as he was saying that if you chant even like 1 round, 2 round with love, that's better than chanting 16 rounds, like 16 rounds without any kind of love.
But that doesn't mean you don't chant for 16 rounds.
Yeah. I come to that point. So yeah, we saw like how devotional service done in mind is equivalent to doing it externally, because the mind is controlling all the senses. So if you are focusing your mind, then you are controlling your senses, and that's the aim of performing all the devotional services. That's the aim of chanting better rounds, because you want to control your senses. That's why you are sitting there and training yourself. And as you see, like Vasudeva was worshipping the Vishnu form, and Krishna reciprocated in that form, because he used to worship Krishna. When you are chanting, and if you are not worshipping Krishna in the way we are supposed to, according to this sadhu shastra and everything, if you are not worshipping Krishna, and while chanting, if you are thinking of pizza, if you are thinking of car and everything, how do you think like Krishna will come in that form, and you will recognize Krishna, that he's that car, he's that pizza. It's very difficult in your final moments. Like what if you're thinking of car and then Krishna comes in that, you won't be able to. You will, I don't know what, you will maybe become a cockroach in that car in the next birth, something like that. So worshipping Krishna in a form that you love him most it's most necessary. Like so that's why we are waking him early in the morning, seeing him like 6 times a day. So we can remember that form on our final moments. That's the meaning of everything that we do. Like being Krishna conscious. Everything in whatever we do, everything that should be revolving around Krishna. Yeah. Now I wanted to talk about the Damodar Leela. Like Krishna is coming in a form that's unconceivable by the human beings. Like he's coming in Chaturbhuja form and everything, but then he's taking the human form, and he's performing pastimes that's also bewildering. Like Brahma, who is like pure intelligence. Brahma is also being bewildered by his pastime, because he's performing pastimes like an ordinary child, but still that doesn't mean that he's not the Lord. He's doing that just to reciprocate with the devotees. Now the Kartik Mass is going on, Damodar Leela. What is he doing? He's acting just like a baby, mischievous, poking the pot. Mother Yashoda is running towards him, but Krishna is running out of fear. Krishna is running out of fear. He is in fear because of Mother Yashoda. So what's that? The one who is, I don't remember, but Krishna, who every demon who fears Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna is in fear of Mother Yashoda. Why? He's just performing the pastime of the perfect baby, of the perfect child, and Mother Yashoda wanted him to be, and he's running, and he's even getting caught. Why is he getting caught? Why is he getting caught? What's the reason behind him getting caught? Anyone like to share?
Love of Mother Yashoda.
Love of Mother Yashoda. Because Mother Yashoda loves Krishna. That's why he is getting caught. He's running in such a great speed. Can you catch God? You cannot catch. He's faster. But it also said that if you take 1 step towards Krishna, he will take 10 steps towards you. He will take 100 steps towards you. What to talk of Mother Yashoda, who is running full speed behind him? He's obviously gonna get caught, right? So, and he's getting blinded. Mother Yashoda is trying and not, but he's still testing the faith of his mother. He's not getting blind. Every time she is trying to bind, the rope is somehow too shorter, But then she surrenders, She gives up and she surrenders. And Krishna is saying that now Mother is tired, but she is also surrendering. She is praying to Krishna, please get tired. I wanna try you, please get tired. and what is Krishna doing? He's getting bound by Mother. Why? Because she is surrendering. Wait, please get tired. I wanna try you. That's what Krishna is looking for. He is looking for humility. He is looking for love. And what's the whole concept of our philosophy? To be humble, to be loving. And why is that? To be humble, to be loving, is to remove all of our false pride, of all of our self-centered mindset. We are trying to remove ourselves from the center, and we are trying to put Krishna in the middle. And that's the process of this Krishna consciousness. That's what we are trying to do with our devotional service. We are trying to remove ourselves from the center. We are trying to remove our self-ego, and we are trying to put Krishna in the center. And that's how Krishna will be binded one day by us. So, yes. Thank you very much. I would like to share any comments, any questions? Yes.
Thank you, because you gave this from your heart and often told you more of heart than mind, so thank you for keeping your authenticity. You started by mentioning about the prison situation. It made me think so many things, but I'm going to keep it brief. It's just because He is the Lord of everything, and yet He chose to appear in the most darkest of situations. Because if you ever look at a person who's in a prison, it's the worst situation, right? You're just lonely, you're confined, there is no freedom, and yet He came there. So in my life also, He appeared when I was in such. I think it's like a poetic expression also. Like in the darkest of times, He appears. The Leela was just so beautiful. So thank you.
True. It's also even like visible. If you look at our photos from back when we were not Krishna conscious, there is that kind of dullness on our face. I'm sure like everyone here thinks like how mundane things we were doing. Now look at everyone here, like from Amala Harinam, from Ishan, from everyone till Devanshi, there is some kind of glow. Damayanti Devidasi, please forgive me. There is some kind of glow on their face. That's the evidence. That's the evidence that Krishna is very super active in our hearts. That's the evidence that He is present there. That's because if you see like Mother Devaki was like shining like anything when Krishna was in this womb. So that's the sign of Krishna present in each and every one of us our heart, because look at morning glowing radiantly. Yeah, darkest time. I remember this from darkest time that I wanted to share this. He appeared. He does not let us go. If you try to go away from Him, He would not let you go. You will bury yourself under the guilt that, oh, what I was doing, what I'm trying to do, I cannot go away. Can you imagine yourself living a mundane life, material life, enjoying clubs and everything, not chanting your rounds? How would that be? Oh my God, that would be depressing, right? You cannot go away from here. You will bury yourself under the guilt that what am I doing? So,
Prabhuji, prison is such a sad situation that it's horrible. The stories that you read, those people, they harm themselves. They try to cut themselves. They try to save forks to cut themselves just because they want to experience something, because it's just so isolating. So when we feel isolated, no one belongs to us, and then we feel such a poetic expression.
Thank you very much, Guru. I just wanted to say three things that were very nice. Your very beautiful analogies that you mentioned, very highly interactive. I love the questions in the middle that was engaging people, and the best part was the imagery that you were trying to create. That when Krishna was taking birth origins of Tilaka, that was just very beautiful. So my question, it's not a question, it's a clarification. You had mentioned about the four wonders that Vasudeva was talking. Is it possible to repeat that, like, because I didn't get it completely? So.
It's in the purpose.
It's in the purpose?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check the purpose.
Yes.
I just wanted to agree to whatever you said just now while answering to this question. Yesterday only I was talking to one of my, what do we call chachu?
Uncles.
Paternal uncle. Yeah. So he's living in Vancouver, and he was like, so they know me as Apu, that's one of my names. He was like, Apu, you come here, I'll take care of you. I have this petrol station, you take care of this thing. And you live here. And just the very thought of leaving Bhakti Academy made me be very serious. I was like, I have really nice friends over here. And let's say if I went out there somewhere, living in a room or wherever, working, and not attending these programs. We have meditation party, we have Harinam Sankirtan, we have a lot of programs. How boring and how just depressed that life will be.
Let's not compare like that, because the point of talking about this verse was like you can also perform devotional service in mind while you are not able to perform. So this is all devotional service that we are doing living in temple, like everything. That's no doubt. But even like while living outside, even while working, even like being with friends, or like just living a regular non-temple life, you can be still Krishna conscious. That's the point of this verse. Like you just have to perform your services in your mind. Even if you are not in temple, you can think of temple and you will be in the temple, right? If I tell you to think about Vrindavan, would you not be in Vrindavan? Isn't that same as being in Vrindavan? Like you're expert. Like me and Sadhar Prabhu were like talking a few days ago. There was like an atmosphere like a Vrindavan. Weren't we actually experiencing Vrindavan atmosphere outside of temple, right? So that brought us to Vrindavan. So that's like, even if you are in your mind thinking of something, you are still doing that. So that's.
But still, my point was staying with devotees. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And outside, personally, if I go there, I won't get any association unless I go to the temple and meet some devotees.
That's why sadhu, sangha, and shastra are three important things you need in your life to be. Krishna does not have bhakti. You cannot get bhakti from Krishna. You cannot ask for bhakti, give me bhakti. He does not have it. Thank you for showing me that beautiful passage. Krishna and Radharani used to exchange. I had no idea that they used to exchange letters, and Krishna is writing to Radharani that you are love personified. By looking at you, I understand what love is, and thank you for loving me so much, and thank you for teaching me so much. So Radharani is the meaning of love. She's the one who give us this love. She's the Adi Guru. She's giving us the seed of love of Krishna. And what is this association doing? You get the bhakti from the devotees. You cannot get it from Krishna. You get it from their devotees. So that's the power of association. But I want to say one thing, like living in temple gives this best association. But if you are not taking advantage of this association, if you are just in your room, not interacting with devotees, then I feel like you are not taking full advantage of this. You have to be around devotees. You have to eat less of what did we eat last night?
Yogurt.
Less of cheesecake, so you can wake up early in the morning and chant with the devotees. You understand, Dina Dharini? You have to eat less of.
Bro, I woke up.
No, I know. So you can wake up and chant with the devotees. So yes, let's take full advantage of this sadhu, shastra, and sangha that we are living. Yes.
Not only
You had mentioned
cheesecake.
we'd come back to a question about
16
if you-
rounds.
Yeah, like if you chant 2 rounds with love and devotion, do you still chant this? I don't think you still chant the 16 rounds, but then.
Yeah. So Prabhupada is saying, like, if you are simply thinking Krishna, I'm serving you mentally and doing externally, then that mental service is useless. Like, why are we chanting 16 rounds? That's like the bare minimum we can do. Throughout those 16 rounds, we are trying to focus our mind, trying to be Krishna conscious, and we are giving ourselves like that 16 rounds to become Krishna conscious. Like, we are intentionally sitting down and thinking that, okay, I'm going to do this because I love Krishna. I want to think of Krishna. So that's like we are giving ourselves opportunity to chant for 16 rounds to become Krishna consciousness. Yeah. Did I explain?
No, you did. I was curious what everyone thought. But also, I just want to say, it's actually a really fortunate environment for all of you living in the temple, and it is important to take advantage of it. But even if you weren't living in a temple, it's about the end of a road.
getting that association, because yes, you can live in a temple and not get association if you choose not to.
Hmm.
And similarly, if you lived away from a temple, if you put in the effort, Krishna will, take 10 steps towards you. So it's not the best, it may not be the ideal scenario, but it may be a scenario that we all come to at some point.
Thank you. One comment.
Yeah, he was like looking
That
at
was
us.
that was not
Don't
for
do
me.
that.
That was not for me. I know you waked up early in the morning.
Wake
You
up.
woke up. You woke up. But that was for someone else. Yes.
I was, there was this, so I'm in one of the groups in which people can ask questions and the teachers in that group can reply. One of the disciple asked his guru that it's very hard for him to chant his rounds because he had a very bad throat, and chanting those rounds would hurt his throat. And so he said, like, can you give me suggestions on what to do? So then the vendor replied that if you put too much pressure on your throat, it can actually get worse. So what you do is put your hand in the bead bag and chant in your mind. And that mentor was his guru actually. So his guru gave him permission that do not stress your throat too much because it can get worse and it can be bad. So you can chant in your mind. So I was just reflecting that this is a very good example of if you cannot perform devotional service externally, do it in your mind.
That's a nice point, especially.
And yes.
My question was about, you said that the thing that we need in order to grow the Bhakti Lata Bij is love, but Bhakti Lata Bij is the seed of the creeper of our love. Bhakti is our devotional service, our love. So how do we water it with love if we don't yet have that love?
There are 5 limbs of bhakti that can help us, according to me, that can help us in growing that creeper. Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavatam, chanting Mahamantra, associating with devotees. What was the other part? Dhambas, staying in dhams, and worshipping deities. So these are the 5 things that can help us in growing that seed. And among these 5, the most prominent or most powerful is the hearing, like reading or chanting, like listening to Bhagavatam. That's the most powerful one, because that if you are hearing, you're changing your consciousness automatically. So I want to connect your point with Damayanti's point, like if that Prabhu was not able to chant, and that reminds me of something because of his throat was hurt. So that reminds me of one story when someone was sharing, like it was Krishnadas Kaviraj Prabhu. He was sharing this story that there was a devotee whose relative got in a bad accident, and that relative was in a coma. Now that's the power of association. That's the power of having devotee friends. Now that devotee whose relative was in coma, what he did, he used to visit that person every day in hospital, and he used to just turn on that Prabhupada speaker of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And that person was in coma. Now in coma, all your senses are dead. Most probably your hearing and your brain is active. That's what is active. Can you confirm? Right? We have a nurse here, so she can confirm. So that guy was in coma, and he used to listen. That devotee friend used to turn on the Prabhupada radio every time he used to visit that person. Now, as soon as he woke up from the coma, he is asking, who is that Krishna? He has no awareness. He does not know where he is, in what state he is. Who is that Krishna? Where is that Krishna? I wanna meet that Krishna. That's the power of Mahamantra, and that's the power of praying devotee association. Just because that devotee turned on the radio every time he used to visit, he heard that name, and his consciousness purified according to that. So yeah, like even if you cannot chant externally, you can chant mentally. And that's what that person was doing when he was in coma. He was chanting, he was listening to the mantra, and chanting mentally. and that's changed his consciousness, right? If you wake up, what you are trying to